Hello and welcome back to another episode of Bantz with Lawrencia on the Lawrencia TV, a channel that celebrates ordinary people doing extraordinary things. So please subscribe, like, share, and also click on the notification bell to get notified anytime I post new content. So for today's episode, I want to ask the question: do we seriously need to start discussing future goals, future ambitions, future careers with our partners in a relationship, or even getting into marriages, or even after marriages? Do we seriously need to sit down and discuss this? The reason why I'm talking about this is because as a woman or as an African woman, one of the things that people always tell us is we always end up in the kitchen, regardless of your qualifications, regardless of your education. The expectation is that you're a nurturer, so you have to put certain things aside to sit down and take care of the family while the man go out there as the breadwinner to get money. Now, somebody shared a story on Facebook, and he said a friend of his living in Europe married a woman in Nigeria, and after a couple of kids, he decided, well, he's going to bring his wife over to Europe. Imported wife kind of situation. So this woman he married, she is educated, she had a career, she was working in Nigeria. Yes, she had kids, but she was also working in Nigeria, making ends meet while he was supporting them when he was in Europe. And when she eventually moved and was living with him, and after moving, with a couple of kids in Europe, they usually support the family. So she applied for child benefit or child support, I don't know what's called, and they started paying her some amount of money. So the husband was like, bring the money belongs to me. And the wife said, no, I am the one taking care of these children, I will keep the money. Now, usually, I think, I don't know, I don't have kids, so I don't know, but I think the reason why they give most of this money is, especially to families who can afford to take care of their kids, is to save the money and then give that child the money when they are 18, or maybe when they want to invest in something or buy a house or something. You give that child just to help them or to support them. But our African people, what they do is they take that money and they keep it for themselves, even when they can afford to take care of the family. Well, that's by the way. So she started saving this money. The man, according to the friend, was the one paying the bills. I don't know how true, that statement is, because, I mean, if you're in diaspora, you know that one income most times cannot even support the family. So the two people need to be working. Yes, because she has kids, she may be working less than the man, but that doesn't mean she was not working or supporting in any way. So, but according to the story, he was the one paying all the bills and she was saving the child support money. Now, this money is not like a lot of money for you to say, okay, this is a lot of money for me to save. But over a period of years, she was able to save this money and she invested in Nigeria. She bought land in Nigeria. She bought, properties. She was able to invest. In fact, according to the story, she has 2 buildings which she rented out to people and she was making money out of it. So after some time, 2 decades or more, the marriage, they had problems and the marriage ended. So according to the storyteller, he said that the woman basically told the man, well, you never did anything for me since you came to Europe. You don't have any achievement. I have 2 properties in Nigeria. You never achieved anything. So the person was basically saying that she was telling the husband that he never made any investment, while she invested the money from the child support and was able to buy 2 properties while he was just there paying the bills, according to the story. Now, this person was now advising people that, if you're getting married or if you're in a relationship and you're planning to spend the rest of your life with this person, one of the things that you need to sit down and talk about is financial investment, talk about your career, talk about how monies are going to be, talk about investment, how you're going to invest your money, how you're going to take care of your retirement age, which is not a bad thing according to what he was saying. So people started analyzing the situation. Everybody was talking about how the woman was selfish, how the woman, did not consider her husband, how she was just there, saving the money and using it for herself while not even putting the man into consideration, while he was just there paying bills. And that really did not sit down well with me, because I felt there is a lot of misconception in terms of people living in diaspora and people having second-hand information and then just running with it. I understand in this situation, his friend was venting to him about what the wife did to him, and he was just relaying exactly what he heard, which is fine. But people commenting on that, running with that exact statement, not understanding the full picture. The reason why I want to talk about this is because I've seen so many situations. I have seen, friends, both male and female, getting into relationship or getting into marriages without, first of all, discussing how their careers are going to affect their marriages, or their careers are going to affect their relationship, or how they're going to put finances together to build together. I mean, nobody talk about building together, especially if you marry a Nigerian man. Regardless of the ideas that you have, regardless of the qualification, even if you have more sense than him, there's this kind of underlying tone of being submissive to your husband, regardless of what he's saying, regardless of his choices, financial investment choices, regardless of, you having the upper hand. It's just like saying, I am an investment banker, married to married to a construction worker, and that person thinks, I can, because you're the wife, you don't have to give me advice in terms of how to invest my money. But that woman has the qualification, the skill, the knowledge, and the technical know-how on how to kind of move that marriage or relationship forward. But just because she is the woman, people tend to just think, just be submissive, whatever your husband wants to do, just support that person. This is one of the reasons why, especially women in diaspora, marriages in diaspora have issues. I know of a lady who, her husband, she's married with children, and she wanted to make investments, and the husband was like, no, all my investments will have. They were renting. They were living in the UK renting, and she was saying that, listen, let us buy a house, move into the house, and just relax, getting equity from the house, and even the mortgages that we're going to be paying, it will not be as much as going to pay rent to some other person. And the man was like, no, I don't want to have any investments in diaspora, because once if something happened, and then I am going to leave everything for you, and then you're going to inherit everything, blah blah blah. So the woman said, okay, no problem. He started making investments in Africa. He was investing a lot of money in different businesses. He even bought a house, built a house in the village, and all, the usual shebangs and everything. He did all that. She was also working and saving her money. And what she did was, when she had enough, she bought a house and gave it to an estate agent to manage. At some point, they moved into the property, and he was paying, because he was happy to pay rent, but he was not happy to buy a house and pay mortgage. So she moved her family into the house. They were paying the estate, agents, and everything was coming through the estate agents. So he had no clue that the house they were living in was, is the wife's house. So after, decades, all the businesses he had in Nigeria tanked. One of the houses, somebody, I think he built the house in a disputed land, and at the end of the day he lost that. The businesses that he invested in, all of them, family mismanagement and everything, he literally lost everything. And now this woman invested in real estate. She had about 3 houses. She was renting, because she was renting and they were paying her. She was getting money out of this whole thing, and she was working. And at some point they had issues, and this is somebody that she tried to advise for them to invest in properties in the UK, while he's saying that everything he was earning, and he was working and earning more money. So it was not like she was the one that was earning more money, and they were sharing the bills and taking care of the kids. So when when the whole marriage ended, because she bought the house in a company's name, so it's not even her house, it's the company's house. So she is just part of the shareholder in that company. So at the end of the day, he couldn't even lay any claims to those properties. Now, when the whole thing ended, this man came out and was crying wolf. He said his wife was this, his wife was that this is what she did to him, that all she was there paying their rent, not knowing that the house belonged to her, that she is very wicked. These are the issues, because there are so many things, so many instances, so many examples of situations whereby a man and a woman, or a husband and a wife, in terms of, let's get together and invest. One person will say, no, I don't want to invest. I just want to do my thing. You do your thing. In terms of, opening joint accounts, one person will say, no, I just want to keep yours. Let me keep mine. Although I don't even support the joint account idea. But, if it's a joint account whereby what goes in there is for payment of bills, then that's fine. But everybody knows what works for them. So this man basically came out, he was bashing his wife. He said she did a whole bunch of things. Everybody was attacking her because they said she did him wrong, because at the end of the day he lost everything that he invested in Nigeria, and she is busy cashing out in the UK. If you're looking at the story objectively, you realize that there is no woman, or I don't think there's any woman that will want to grow on, especially African women, especially Nigerian women, where they want, in fact, they will take the money and give it to the husband to invest, so that it will not be as if, oh, she's the one doing that investment. But the sensible ones, when they try to get you to do certain things and you're saying, I don't want to do it because I don't want to listen to you because you're just a woman, and this woman applies what she is trying to advise you to do, for herself, and become successful in that right, do we really have any justification to kind of bash that person for taking the initiative to invest in herself, taking the initiative to do things that, even though she's advising her partner to do, he is not agreeing to do those things? Do we really blame them? Like this story now, the one that the man shared on Facebook, where he was blaming the imported wife, saying that, oh my God, he did everything for her. He brought her from Nigeria to Europe, and all she could pay him back with is to have multiple investments in Nigeria, and him not having anything. Let's say they separate, and at that point in time, she also spent all that money. He will be happy that they are both broke. He will not have any issue if they are both on the streets looking for who to help them. He will not have any issue with that. I mean, just because you're marrying a woman does not mean she doesn't have any dreams. Just because you're marrying a woman doesn't mean her whole life depends on you. Just because you're getting married to her, paying bride price, does not mean that she does not have any goal, does not have any ambition, does not have anything that she wants to invest in. So it's either you're working with that person or you're working against that person. And let me tell you, if you decide to work against that person, or you want to work on your own, Don't come out and start complaining when she decides to invest her money and getting profit out of it, or making, great strides and, making lots of investments that you cannot even do. So I think it's very important that people sit down, whether in a relationship, whether in partnership, whether in marriages, or even before getting into marriages. I think we all need to just sit down and talk about investment and talk about future goals and talk about how to build together. That is very necessary, because regardless of how you want to get married to somebody's daughter, that person might be thinking of how to build a massive empire. It's either you're supporting that dream or you're not supporting that dream. And if you're on the other fence of not supporting that dream and she went ahead to do that, don't come and cry wolf, because we're not going to pity you. We're not going to be like, oh, she's a bad wife, or she was a bad wife, or she's a bad mother, or whichever way you want to put it. Your dreams or your goals or your career must not align, but working together, supporting that person makes it, they carry you along and you're not shocked when they become very successful while you go down the drain. If your wife is the most sensible one, or if your partner is the one that has sense, listen. It's going to help you in the long run. It will prevent you from coming to social media to cry. Especially those that are going to Nigeria to import wives, thinking that, okay, if they come here, they're going to worship you, the ground that you walk on, and anything you ask them to do, they're going to do it. These people also have dreams. These people also have goals. These people also have things that they want to invest in. So regardless of whether you give them money or not, they're going to do these things. And whether you support them or not, they're going to find a way to do it. Anybody that has a will to do something will find a way to get it done. So let us be guided. Let us have sense. Let us use our senses. If it's your wife that has sense, follow the sense. If it's you that have sense, if she's not even following it, you are shouting, you're the man of the house, become the man of the house. So let us always think ahead. Let us always plan ahead. Let's always be mindful of the things that we invest in, especially if you're in diaspora and you're investing in Nigeria. Make sure that where you are, you have a tangible investment that even if the one in Nigeria fails, you can always fall back on something. So thank you very much for watching today's episode. Please like, and share. And see you same time. Bye-bye.